Hey everyone, Sirturmund here. So today I want to continue with some of the fun that we've been having, and I wanted to bring you a Yetis deck. Now this Yetis deck comes as courtesy of KnivesNInk's, who told me on Discord that if I make a video on this, I have to call it the KnivesNInk's pile. So today I present you guys the KnivesNInk's pile, which is playing Yetis combining with Akshan and Sivir. So the way that this deck works is kind of like a mid-range kind of deck that also is trying to just go really big because of the Yetis. That will also allow you to level up the Sivir really quickly, right? So you play your kind of your typical mid-range cards that you find in like Sivir Demacia, like Akshan, Treasure Seeker, right? Merciless Hunter, and obviously Sivir herself. And then the rest of the deck is kind of more support tools from the failure side to either just get the Yetis out or help you survive or push more damage, right? So we have the Yeti Yearling. We are playing triple Avarosan Trapper, we're playing triple Tall Tales, triple Ancient Yeti, and triple Abominable Guardian. So remember, this card will summon itself to the field automatically if you have at least 2 Yetis on the field and you have it in your hand, which is why we play triple Yearling, so that we, if we get the Abominable Guardian in our hand, we have a good chance of being able to summon him if we have the Yearling and another Yeti on the field. And the Yearling is also really nice because he allows you to play the Tall Tales, right, on turn 3, giving you a big 5/5 unit on turn 3, even if you happen to not get the Trapper or any of your other units. The other cards that are in the deck, Exhaust, can be really good with a lot of your Yetis and your Sivir to just pull the opponent's threats. Three Sisters, Jack of all trades, of course. Absorber is a really good way to finish games because Sivir, Akshan has a hard time leveling in this deck, but Sivir has a much better time because the Yetis each have 5 attacks, right? So Yetis are able to push a lot of damage through and just be able to get through to the opponent. Trollshan to give us some survivability. Same thing with Quicksand to allow us to survive against like the big Victor and elusive threats. One Jerk to have a chance to potentially draw into either Sivir or the Guardian. Sometimes he withdraws into the Yeti, into the Ancient Yeti, and when that happens, it makes us really sad. But at the very least, he has a very good chance of drawing into Sivir or the Guardian, which are 2 of your key units in this deck. 1 Random Negation to stop random stuff. 1 Pack Mentality, because if you manage to get a full board of like Yetis, especially the Enraged Yeti from the Trapper and the Tall Tales, you're able to give the whole board Overwhelm, which is pretty sweet. Same thing, if you have something like Sivir on the field or the other Yetis, and also you're giving them +2/+2, so makes it even better. And then lastly, 2 Very Nice. It might seem odd in this deck, but we are able to go very wide in this deck because of the Guardian and the Enraged Yetis, that sometimes you can do Very Nice during their attack turn to completely clear their board and just open attack with like 3 Yetis, which is 15 HP. So it's a really big power play that can just completely swing the game around. This deck is really fun. I don't know how competitive it actually is. I know KnivesNInk's just recently posted that they climbed through like diamond using this list, so we will see. But again, we're kind of like in the fun train here as we try to get to 1,000 subscribers, so I just figured I would show you guys another fun deck. Remember, if you like the content, please make sure to like the video below, and please make sure to subscribe as well. It will help us out a lot. We're this close to 1,000 subscribers, so any subscription that comes through will help us out a lot. Enjoy the games, and I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Kindred Galio. So the advantage that we have of our units being really big is not going to matter much against this deck that has their units go even bigger than ours. Exhaust is really good against Kindred. If we get something like, okay, I mean, we have the Yetis. We have the Yetis, so I guess it's not bad. Having the Yetis in the field actually means that it's okay, right? Because we can pull the Kindred with the Yetis, the Tall Tales. Opponent could easily have Broadwind right here, so we need to be careful about that. So the Broadwind is really annoying. Okay, opponent didn't summon Broadwind right now. We get the Sivir, perfect. We can get the Yeti here unless the opponent has exactly quick single combat. They could single combat the Yeti Yearling, but it still means that we get this Yeti in the top of our deck. Doesn't look like the opponent has it. So next turn we just do Sivir. We have another set of Tall Tales. So I like the Sivir because Sivir has quick attack. So Sivir has quick attack and spell shield, which means that because of the spell shield like we talked about, we can do this with the exhaust, and we're never gonna get punished for it. People never play around that sauce against this deck. And I think Sori just got very surprised by that as well. No need to attack with this, right? Because it's just gonna get blocked by the Surgeon. We might as well just keep it as a blocker for later, and as another Yeti in case that the opponent has one way to remove one of our Yetis. There's nothing here that can stop this. Sharpside is not enough because Sharpside is only 2 health, and the Sivir has 5 attack. Single combat doesn't do it. Glimpse, I guess he could glimpse to deny the Sivir progress level up. But doing glimpse right now means that they cannot do glimpse if they get another Kindred. Yeah, that's the glimpse. So by doing it this way, he's denying the 5 towards the Sivir level up. Fortunately, we have a lot of Yetis, right? So the Sivir's going to level up very quickly. Opponent's going to be a 5. The problem, so our problem here is that opponent, actually, we have a good spot. We're in a very good spot here, especially now that we drew very nice. Yeah, this is a really good spot. This is a really good spot for us because the opponent, the moment that they commit their units, we can just do the very nice, right? We'll do another Totals here, which is going to advance everything by 20. I'm going to advance the Sivir by 20. This is presenting lethal in the open attack. Opponent needs to have some blockers. At least one unit needs to block, right? They have about this. They have no counter for very nice. I think actually very nice is gonna win us the game, which is actually kind of nutty. So we're gonna drag this one with Sivir so that he doesn't have a good blocker here. Okay. So do we do the very nice next turn or do we do it the turn after? Yeah, we just do it right now and we just win the game. Because we're just attacking for lethal next turn because we have the 3 sisters as well. Opponent will need to have like single combat or anything and we can flash freeze the Galio. I guess flash freezing the Galio doesn't work. We can very nice the Galio. We can pack mentality right now. We can pack mentality as well. Which is better? Is pack mentality better than double 3 sisters? Nothing. Double 3 sisters gets punished by a couple things. Pack mentality means that the opponent could have one more unit that they could play. Pack mentality also loses to single combat, so it's gonna be the same. But it is pushing more damage overall. If the opponent has single combat another unit, it's not gonna be enough. This is gonna be Entomb can stop. Because we don't have enough mana to do both Entomb and the other. I think it has to be pack mentality. I think it's gonna be the pack mentality here. And have Trolshan as a backup, and then do this next turn if we need to. If the opponent has the combo, then they just win the game. Like if they have well, I guess even if they have the combo, they won't have the board space for it. The opponent definitely needs to do single combat on one of my units right now. Before they get to more health and are able to survive the Trolshan. Because the Trolshan cannot do anything against the Galio. The problem the opponent is facing is that if they single combat with Galio, they don't have health to block, right? They overwhelm. Concerted Strike is really annoying though. That'd probably be a bigger punish, but if they do Concerted Strike, they're tapping out. They only gonna have 3 mana left. So I think Pack Mentality is definitely better. So here comes the single combat. Battlefield doesn't do anything. Double single combat means that we lose 2 units and we're pushing 21 still. Yeah, so there it is. The Concerted Strike I was talking about that was going to be really annoying. Isn't this still lethal though because of the overwhelm? I guess it's not. Yes, it is because he can. This is 6. This is 6. Oh, we're going to be 1 off. We're going to be 1 off. Yeah, we're going to be 1 off from lethal. Yeah. 1 off from lethal. which is unfortunate. The opponent doesn't have the space to do the Matron combo next turn, so they cannot kill our whole board, right? This is fine. Galio goes down to 1 HP. Opponent also messed up, I think, by blocking Sivir. He should have blocked one of the other units, because he could have killed one of the Yetis, but now he didn't kill the Yetis. The problem is that we don't have Absolver. So without Absolver, we have no way to actually percent lethal. And we got the Absolver. Yeah, this is annoying. But we have double flash freeze. Right? We have double flash freeze, and then next we do Absolver and win the game. Opponent can only drag with 1 unit. We can block the other 2 spiders. So opponent can try to kill the Sivir, but we can block the other 2 spiders. We still also have Troll Shant. Oh man, I think we actually might have used the Very Nice a little bit too early. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm okay taking the 6 damage. I guess the 10 damage at this point. This has vulnerable, so we can pull it with whichever... Like, we can pull this away, and the opponent's not going to have any fearsome blockers for the Merciless Hunter. So the Merciless Hunter alone is going to be lethal. So how do we do this? We definitely have to keep Sivir alive, because she has the Spell Shield. We can actually kill Galio. So this is 2. We can Troll Shant here, here, and we still have access to double freeze if we get in trouble, right? We still have access to double freeze if we get in trouble, and we have the Absolver next turn with a Sivir that has Spell Shield, which is going to be Spell Shield for the rest of our board. When he tries to go for the Sharp Sight, we just go for the freeze, I think, right? Yeah, we always go for the freeze. If the opponent commits a second Sharp Sight, we have a second freeze. I guess if the opponent commits a second Sharp Sight here, we can actually go for the Gnar. So we have 9 mana, meaning that we can do freeze, and we can do 1 freeze and we can do 1 fury, and opponent goes for it. So we go like this, fury. This will kill the Galio, and then 3 sisters. This will kill the this will keep us from dying to the Protege. Opponent's down to 1 HP. We have 4 attackers. One of them is going to be a fearsome attacker that the opponent has no way to block, because the opponent just committed another Sharp Sight. Opponent just committed 2 Sharp Sights, right? So the chances of the opponent having a fearsome blocker here are going to be pretty low. So we go like this. And this is presenting lethal already. Opponent needs to commit something first to deal with the fearsome blocker. And the moment they do, we just press the Absolver. Okay, so you have the 3rd Sharp Sight. And then we just do Absolver and win the game. Unless opponent has like single combat and something else, and if they do, they won't be able to kill the Sivir. There we go. That's Absolver top that changed the whole game, right? Without Absolver, we never win this game. The Very Nice was a little bit too early, because the Very Nice would have been such a good counter for the Cithria Matron combo. Like the moment the opponent commits the Very Nice, the moment the opponent commits the Matron Cithria, we do Very Nice. But I did get kind of spooked. I got spooked by the Galio. I got very spooked by the Galio. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Mono Shurima, which is a very, very tough matchup for this deck. Opponent is just able to kill us much faster than we can do like our thing against them. I really like that sauce as a way to potentially bait them into summoning their champions. The problem is when this happens, right? We keep that sauce, but we get none of our other cards that we really need. The Burying Ice is nice, but it's not really ideal. Unfortunately, the 3 sisters is not really doing anything for us either. Ah, we need one more Yeti then. Now we do have multiple ways to get another Yeti. We have Tall Tales, you know, we have a Baronson Trapper. We can block this here. I think we have to just block this here, even if technically we want to keep the Yeti in the field. Wow. This is a hand. Huh. What am I supposed to do with this hand? Opponent should just pass. Yeah, opponent should just pass. This is a hand, guys. This is a hand. Pack mentality maybe might be the way that we potentially can come back into this game. Okay, poor action. He wants the board space, I guess. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. I think we just kill this. Technically, probably we should have saved it and just be able to summon the Abominable Guardian, but I think we're so late into the game that literally the Guardian can just summon himself. Like, we can just summon the Guardian directly. That's how crazy this is. Wow. Our only out is gonna be like going for like a really wide board and potentially be able to do like the pack mentality. I just don't know if there's actually any chance that we ever get there. Opponent should not be able to summon their units without losing to the exhaust. But the opponent probably has Hourglass, right? Very Nice is also pretty good, right? Very Nice is also very good. Action is gonna die next turn. Opponent also plays Rider Negation, remember? Oh yeah, they just happen to have a good landmark as well. Opponent is making sure that they can level up the the Seraph without needing to like summon, like without needing to do anything else. Do we do the Quicksand right now? Guess it's not the worst, to be honest. Yeah, I guess we'll do the Quicksand right now. When else am I gonna use that Quicksand? We can summon the Abominable Yeti, Abominable Guardian, sorry. Okay, yeah. So he's trying to prevent the action from triggering, which makes sense, to be honest. We can do this. If the opponent has the Seraph right here, he can kill the action, and then potentially we do Pack Mentality next turn to at least percent sun damage. We could just save it as well. No, I like it now. I like it now because then next time we can settle the Very Nice to clear his board again. Opponent could also have Quicksand right here, which is why I'm okay setting it up right now. Like the opponent's playing like they have the Quicksand available. So Quicksand will get rid of the Overwhelms. But at least all our units still stay on the field. Opponent can easily just summon their 2 champions this turn and win the game. Because their 2 champions are going to clear most of our board. So opponent has 5 cards. Quicksand is the first one. Yeah, there you go. Do we need to keep Akshan alive? I think I do. Because I want the Akshan. So I want the Akshan to be the one that eats up the strikes, right? So I want the Akshan to be the one to eat up the Seraph strike. So we need to do it like this. Yeah. So by doing it this way, we keep all our Yetis at 5 health, meaning that Seraph level 2 alone would not kill it. The only way that we're losing our Yetis are gonna be with Seraph level 3. Right? Sivir here will be so good as well. Alright. So opponent doesn't have both champions, which is pretty good. This guy's always gonna die next turn because he has vulnerable on him. We can try to set up the Rolling Sand, the Very Nice, sorry. Especially if the opponent only has 1 champion right here. If the opponent is able to play both champions next turn. Okay, so he decided to just kill the Akshan. I don't think the Akshan was really the threat. I don't think the Akshan was ever the threat. I think, yeah, so we're gonna have to win with Very Nice. We have to win with Very Nice. I think the opponent doesn't have Valor Negation, because I feel otherwise they would have just done it last turn, right? You can summon the Yeti Yearling as a blocker, so it's not a big deal.
Stands beneath me and winds behind me.
Do I have to do it now? Or we just take this damage? We just take this damage, right? And then we just do Very Nice and go for the lethal. The problem is that now the opponent has that, so I think first we do the Ancient Yeti. Yeah, I think first we do the Ancient Yeti. Opponent could have both champions here, but it doesn't look like they do. I wanted him to commit the last unit that he has. We can do the Sivir here first and have this as a backup. Opponent will need to have Valor Negation. It needs to be exactly Valor Negation. And even then, I think we're still in a good spot because Sivir's going to level up and clear all his board. That's not going to matter. Because that's slow, and then we hear just attack. And we have the lethal. Ooh, the Yetis beat down. And the Sivir. There we go. So the reason that I did it that way, that I did it in that order, is because the damage doesn't matter to us, right? The opponent has no sort of burn. So I think it was always better to develop first. And have the opponent keep developing more units. So that then when we do our Burying Ice, the opponent wouldn't have any actual units to block with. So there you go. That's a tough matchup usually. But we were able to kind of come through it and be able to win. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Akshan Sivir, Chocopass, who's like a 930 LP. Whew, this is going to be crazy. Second action is probably not good. Neither is Three Sisters. Let's see if we can find any more Yetis. We don't get the other Yetis, especially the Abominable Yeti would have been really good here. Yeah, not getting any Yetis is pretty bad. I think instead of summoning the Yeti Yearling, I think I'm just going to summon this. It's a better attacker into most things that the opponent might have. Exhaust is very good. Exhaust is very, very good. So the reason that Exhaust is very good is because we can do the Walking Sands and pull the Broadwind. Opponent will have to have single combat here. The only problem with Exhaust is that it won't stop. It won't stop a single combat, right? We also lose to a Sharpshot right here. Sharpshot doesn't save it, but Sharpshot will save the Treasure Seeker. Yep, that's fine. They still lose the Broadwind, which is one of the biggest problems in my opinion in this deck. We still get to push all that damage, so we're still in a decent spot. I think I actually like doing the Yerk and potentially get the Abominable. Abominable. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. Let's just get some draw. Unfortunately, we got the Ancient Yeti instead of the Abominable Snow Guardian. So I guess we'll just do the Sivir next turn. With Sivir having Spell Shield, the opponent's going to have a hard time. We get the Absolver as well, so now we can start preparing for later on. Sivir is going to advance for another 10 right here. Ooh, now this is interesting. Because if the opponent has a Shapestone, Sivir will not be able to stop. Like, we will not be able to save the Sivir. What if I don't care? What if I happen, like I just happen block there? And if it blocks like this, I'm also okay with this. I'm actually okay with that as well. I want to just advance the Sivir level up, because I think if we can level up the Sivir and enable the Absorber, we can win the game. Opponent didn't get the challenge yet. I think I'm okay taking the 7. Otherwise, we can just block with the Yeti Yearlings.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton, right, Arda?
So we're going to lose the Sivir, right? If we lose the Sivir, we're okay with that, because we have a second Sivir. So let's do the Yeti Yearling. That way we have a blocker for the Bruiser. Opponent gonna decide to do it like this. I'm okay. I'm still okay with this, right? We'll take the 4 from the Merciless Hunter. We could technically save the Sivir as well, to be honest. Should we just save the Sivir here? What if we are? What if we're supposed to save her? Or are we supposed to save the Trolshan for another thing? I think we're supposed to save the Trolshan for later. I mean, because this Sivir already has vulnerable. We could save her. We could save her. And then what? So if we save her here, that's 2. I like it. No, I actually like it. I think we do save her. I like it here, even if this one has vulnerable and we know it's gonna die, you know, next turn or like in his next attack. She's still gonna level up here very quickly. And she still has the spell shield, which is aggro for the opponent. We also almost trigger, ironically, we almost trigger her thing here. So I just need to set up the second Sivir, I think. And then set up the Absorber play. Is he gonna try to kill the Yeti Yearling? Oh, just the rally? Alright, so we get punished by the rally instead. So we take another 8. We still get to summon another Sivir. I'm okay with this. That Bruiser is putting a lot of value. The fact that we don't have a blocker for the Hereditary yet, I guess technically we do, we just haven't played it. It's also annoying. He gets the extra health, so he's going all in on that Bruiser. He's going all in on that Bruiser, which is a little bit unfortunate. We do the second Sivir. We also have the ancient, the enraged Yeti.
My shield is yours.
That's annoying. Like this card is very, very annoying. Because now what? I guess we have blockers. We can summon another Yeti right here. The Sivir levels up, so he comes next to Sivir. Are you serious? So then opponent just wins. If they have a second rally, they just win. So if the opponent has a second rally, they just win. Or if they have the Absorber as well. Absorber wins, second rally wins. We lose all our board right here. We don't even get to level up Sivir, by the way, because none of our units are gonna get to hit. I guess actually we can block. Can block. Go down to 11. Opponent has any buff and we lose the game. Opponent has any buff, we lose the game. Any buff, we lose the game if we block like this. So maybe we can not get greedy. Maybe we have to actually block here. That would be at least play around a buff. I definitely think we need to have Sivir. If the opponent has second rally, we always lose. I definitely think if we don't have Sivir here, we lose the game. I also think we need to level up Sivir, so I think we need to just go down to 3. Yeah, we just need to go down to 3. We just need to go down to 3. Opponent could have Sharp Sight if we go down to 1. Yeah, Absorber always wins anyways, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Absorber and Rally always win, so it never mattered which we blocked, just because the opponent was able to top deck that Sivir right there at the end. So it was like Bright Steel into Sivir, which was the perfect counter to stop our Sivir from being able to get any value. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against... Ooh. Renekton, Gnar, Sejuani. So this is going to be an Overwhelm deck. Now, good thing is that we do have a lot of... high status units, but we didn't enjoy any of them at the moment. I like keeping the combat tricks, but I don't think it was right to keep them as long as we had like such a low value hand. Hack mentality is not that great at the moment. Tall Tales is very good though. Yeah, Tall Tales is gonna be really good because we have the Yeti Yearling on the field. So Tall Tales is gonna give us a 5/5 to at least be able to survive until we can stabilize a little bit, which is very good. They could have the 2-drop that triggers like a ping on the Nexus here. Okay, the Booping Wonder, I'm okay with that. You can take, yeah, you always block here. There's no reason not to for the opponent. There's absolutely no reason for the opponent not to block there. And the reason, we always attack there. Oh, this is huge. This is huge because we're gonna have the 2 Yetis on the field. Now, he could kill this Yeti by doing the Shapestone here. And if he does, I think I'm okay with that, right? Doesn't do it, so we do the Sivir. We do the Sivir here and just push all this damage. Now, I don't care if the Yearling dies anymore. When we need to have, like, double... Okay, so he's gonna just chump block. Chump block, chump block. Why chump block this? Why not chump block this? Okay, so he had the Shapestone. So I'm surprised he didn't go for it next turn. He probably just didn't realize that the Abominable was gonna get summoned like that. That's fine. We can eat that up with the Walking Sands anytime we want. Yeah, so we can just eat that up with the Walking Sands next turn, I guess. Next we're gonna have 6 plus 3. That's gonna be 9. I guess here we're gonna have to Troll Chant to keep this alive. If the opponent decides to attack with both units, they will get punished. Smartly decides not to do it, so we do the Troll Chant here. And then next turn we can do what we talked about. We do Walking Sense and we can do Pack Mentality. And this is where the Pack Mentality can be pretty crazy. Because the Sivir is gonna level up. So we can do the Walking Sands to eat up the Rolling Sands. And then we do Pack Mentality. I guess opponent could technically have Sejuani, which would be really annoying. That's not Sejuani. So now everything has Overwhelm. Everything has Overwhelm and everything's gonna have the Spell Shield from the Sivir. And the Quick Attack. Everything's gonna have the Quick Attack and Spell Shield, right? I guess opponent could kill Sivir first. What we need to do is attack with the Sandstorm Charger first to make sure that Sivir levels up ahead of time. Okay. So yeah, so we do it like this. He gave everything vulnerable. We have Quicksand next turn. This is gonna level up Sivir on the first attack. Sivir has Spell Shield. The opponent only has 2 cards. Everything has Overwhelm. He can get a value trade here by killing the Yearling. But then that means that he's taking Overwhelm damage from both of these guys. So it's 4/4, which is 8, plus 7, which is 15. So it's lethal. So opponent wants to take this value trade, but this is lethal. This is going to be exactly, I guess, 16. Not, oh yeah, 16 because the Sivir levels up. So by blocking this way, he's losing the game. He needs to block the Sivir to be able to block as much damage as possible, unless they have like Troll Chant. If the opponent has the Troll Chant, they can prevent some damage. Double Quicksand, okay. So this is still gonna kill the Merciless Hunter because she's still gonna get Quick Attack. So at least we keep the Enraged Yeti alive. That's why we put the Sivir second, to guarantee that we could get Quick Attack on the other 2 units. Opponent is down to just 1 unit. We have Quicksand in our hand, and we still have Sivir, Rider Negation, and Absolver available too. So I think this game is over. So all we need to do this turn is just make sure that our units survive, which we have plenty of ways to do so. And the opponent will not be able to kill us. So we can just pass. Because as long as the Sivir has Spell Shield, opponent's not going to have enough cards to be able to stop the Spell Shield. Opponent decides to do the regeneration here. So he's trying to pull, I guess. The problem is that even with regeneration, all we have to do is just Quicksand both units. So we Quicksand both units. And we survive. Both units survive right here. And that's game. Quicksand is so good against Overwhelm decks. That's why I would not... There's only few Overwhelm decks that I would recommend playing. Because I feel like the other ones are going to just get too much punish for Quicksand. So yeah. GG's, there we go. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against... Ooh. Okay, so by Kindred. I mean, it's not... Quicksand is probably very good, isn't it? To surprise kill, like, one of them. But I think it might be a little bit too greedy to keep the Quicksand. Actually, keeping the Sivir is also greedy. I should have probably not kept the Sivir. I like the fact that we have Exhaust, though. Exhaust, I think is going to be very good. We could do the Treasure Seeker, but I feel like the Treasure Seeker has more chances of dying to something like Battle Feast, which will enable the Sentinel to push a lot more damage. So I think I'm going to do with the Akshan first. If the opponent... he's just going to Mystic Shot it right away. Okay, I was going to say, if the opponent taps out a Mystic Shot, I can Exhaust, but opponent didn't wait for us. Opponent did not wait for us. Hey, we got a second Akshan. That's not bad. Probably want to keep the Akshan for when I level up, though, no? I think it is. I think we want to keep the Akshan to summon him when we leveled up. Opponent has the Kindred. We do that sauce. We kill the Kindred for free. He should have a way for 3 manas to stop this. Thank you. I'll take that Kindred. Thank you very much. This is pretty good too. Which one is it gonna discard? The Quicksand? Quicksand is actually a big discard, huh? I'm gonna summon this so that we have a blocker for the Sentinel. I wanna summon the Yeti next turn when it's like down to 2 mana. You could have another Mystic here to kill this. Oh, well. That makes my choice here easy. I was gonna wait until afterwards, but I guess we can just do it now. That's completely a-okay with me. I think opponent should have actually just gone ahead for the kill, to be honest. So... I like the Ancient Yeti. I think we need to develop. I think we definitely always develop here. Regardless of what the opponent might have, just because it's gonna advance the Sivir up a lot faster than if we just open attack, right? Now the Sentinel is kind of annoying, but if the opponent decides to block with the Sentinel, then they're taking a lot of damage, right? So I'm gonna do it like this. If the opponent decides that they want to block with the Sentinel, then they're taking a lot of damage here. Like if they want to block action with the Sentinel is what I mean. I'm okay with this. I mean, I'm down taking him to 7. I'm completely okay with this. I'm completely okay with this. So what are you gonna do? You have to remove the spell shield here, so that you can kill the Sivir before she levels up.
We made it.
I'm completely okay with this. Opponent's like trying to hit like our big abominable, but it's not gonna happen. So we still get to summon another Yeti here. We still have double Troll Shan. We have blockers for everything. We get to summon another Yeti as if one of them dies. Am I okay with this? I'm okay with this, right? I guess the only problem here is that we lose the spell shield, so opponent could potentially just kill us. I don't think it's worth it to do the Tall Tales. Because the opponent's just going to Vengeance this, right? Actually, it is. It's worth it to do the Tall Tales. You know why? Because the opponent's only at 7 HP, right? Vengeance is 6 mana, leaving them with only 2 mana. So, if the opponent does exactly Vengeance on the Sivir, they still will die to the Walking Sands plus Enraged Yeti. This is still lethal here. We have Troll Chance to save this 5-2 or the 5-3. Opponent tapped out of Vengeance mana. Nope. And that's game. And that's game right there. Woo! We got that. It definitely was worth it to put that Yeti in the top, just so that we could go wide like this. Double Troll Shan punished the opponent a lot in there. Opponent was trying to, which makes sense, right? The Ruination wasn't bad. But this is the point of this deck, that you have so many big units, and opponent took so much damage. Like, I don't understand why they didn't block the Sivir last turn if their plan was to ruinate the whole time, because they ended up taking more damage than they needed. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against who? Ezreal Caitlyn. Our units get pretty big, right? But their removal is still very annoying. Very nice. I don't think it's that great. This is gonna get destroyed by Scorched Earth, but I think I'm okay with that, right? The Totals is really dangerous because the Yeti Yearling can get removed really easily. So I actually don't think we can keep the Totals, because this can just get removed by like a Mystic Shot. Which means that it will fizzle. I guess it won't fizzle it. It will just make him so that they go to the top of the deck. Which I guess is not the worst, but it's also not the best. I like the Trollshan a lot. Yeah, the Trollshan is really good. This is able to attack really easily, so it's not a big problem. No, we can keep it back. We can keep it back as a blocker for later. He can also eat up a lot of the stuff that the opponent might try to do. If the opponent tries to Mystic Shot here, we can Trollshan, which is not bad. Yeah, there you go. Built over Peacemaker. We do this. We could have the Flock, I guess. This is just so that we can advance the Warlord's Palace at least a little bit more. We could do the second Yeti Yearling, to be honest. Yeah, I don't see why not. That way you can eat up the Flash Bombs. This is back to full health. And it also means that now we can do the Totals. We can do the Totals because the opponent can only have one Mystic to kill one of the Yeti Yearlings. He can now kill both of them. Oh, okay. Let's do it like this. He can just flock this, but we're gonna summon another one, right? As long as one of these guys stay alive. Or he said to Scorched Earth that instead of Scorched Earth in Warlord's Palace. I don't think I agree with that. The reason I didn't summon the Merciless Hunter is because I think we have better targets for the Merciless Hunter. The only reason for him to do that is if he has a way to kill this. Like if he has a second Scorched Earth, which he could draw right here, I guess. Doing the Trapper right now gets punished by the Predict from this girl, right? We can pass. If he doesn't use that, I'm okay with that. We can technically self-buff. I guess we have to now, huh? Guess we'll do it like this. Opponent could still have the Scorched Earth right here. Ooh, Tribute is not gonna be enough, right? I mean, sorry. Thermo's not gonna be enough. This is gonna be back to full health. This is gonna be back to full health, so that he cannot flock in next turn, and we still get value here. We can predict the Flash Runes away as well. This is gonna be a 4. Opponent tapped that up. We know he's gonna be drawing a Thermo sometime soon. We can predict one here. Hack Mentality might actually be kind of funny. Hack might actually not be bad. We have 3 sits. We have exactly 7 next turn as well. Pack might not be bad, but not with this hand, right? I think we have to skip. It's not good enough with this hand. Okay, we didn't get anything amazing either though, which is the only bad part. I would prefer something like Sivir. He should attack with the Sentry, to be honest, because we're always gonna pull it with the action next turn. Decides not to, so we're just gonna pull with the action, right? I think it's okay to start attacking with the Yeti Yearlings. Because we're going to have a lot of cards in our hand. We already got our Guardian in the field. Let's start advancing the condition a little bit. Yeah, he goes like this. Cool. Still gets to keep the blockers, but if we ever get that thing back, it's gonna be pretty good. And this is 20 more Yetis in our deck, which is gonna be really good if we can trigger the Warlord's Sword. Now, opponent can have the second Scorched Earth, which we really annoy. The Absorber, I think we need to save for later. Let's just do this right now. We won't be able to grab him this turn, but we'll grab him the turn after. Opponent does the Thermal on the Guardian this time around. We do the Trapper. Ezreal is going to level up next turn by his Mystic Shot, and then we can try to kill him. I guess we can Troll Chant. If the opponent has Tri-Beam, his Tri-Beam is at 4. Yeah, that's the Tri-Beam, so he gets... Actually, wait, 7? Oh, wait, because he did the... He did the Thermal for 3, he did the Scorched Earth. Yeah. I remember that. Alright. Gets to level up the Ezreal. We need to stop that Mystic Shot from hitting us. So what we need to do is that we're going to need to do the Troll Chant. Decides to attack with everything. Decides to attack with everything. We'll keep both of this alive. We'll stop the Ezreal from doing anything. And then we can try to kill the Ezreal with the Merciless Hunter next turn. Or with one of our other units. Yeah, we have to try to kill him with this with a Walking Sense, I think. I mean, we set them up for the Static Shock, so it is what it is. Yeah, we did set them up for the Static Shot, unfortunately. We're not going to be able to trigger the Warlord's Whore this turn. That would have been so good if we could have. Opponent can just stun this one. We'll summon another one, I guess. So I guess no matter what, we're going to lose a lot of value here. We can kill the Ezreal and that's it. We'll have to save the Absorber, I guess, until we can trigger the Warlord's Whore. We can block. Sivir is leveled up, so if we ever get Sivir, we will be in a good spot. But we have to start blocking here. That kind of just means that we lose, though. Opponent got the Farron, so opponent can push the damage here. Even if we trigger the Absorber right now, I don't think there's any combination of draws that's going to stop this from being a game-winning play for the opponent. So we can block, and we still go down to 4. I guess we survive against 1 Decimate. But then how do we win the game against Eclipse Dragon and 15 HP that the opponent has before he's able to do double Decimate, right? That's not it. That is not the way that we win. We'll have to do this first. I was hoping that I could get a smaller Yeti. So the only chance that we had was to do Very Nice. But it doesn't matter now. When it can just kill us with double Decimate. Yeah, with double Decimate we just lose the game. We have so many Yetis and that's what we end up drawing. Like a second Yeti at least would have given us a chance, but it wouldn't have mattered. GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. We had some interesting games, some games where you saw that the Yetis matter a lot, other games where it was more like Sivir carrying the game. You kind of get a mix of that when you're playing this deck, right? So you kind of have to play by the cards that you get and play to your outs as you get them. In terms of how I will mulligan with this deck, I'm still trying to figure that out, to be honest. Definitely think the Akshan is a key, right? The earlier you can get him on the field, the better, because we don't really have other tools that will help us progress the Warlord's Palace. So we want to be able to keep Akshan early on so that he can progress the Warlord's Palace early on. Avarice and Trapper is a really good one as well. It's a nice 3-drop that also gives you an Enraged Yeti on the top 3 cards. The Yeti Yearling is also a good keep if you want to block some aggro from the opponent, and if you also have stuff like Tall Tales in your hand to be able to set it up. And finally, the Ancient Yeti is also good if you get it early, because that way it just stays in your hand, getting discounted every single turn. I'm still unsure if I'm supposed to keep the Guardian. I don't know if that's actually the right play, unless I have like, you know, if I get like a high roll hand where I have like double Yeti Yearling and a Guardian, then maybe I'll keep it there. But even then, I feel might be a little bit, maybe a little bit too weak to do it that way. So yeah. So I mean, you know, you can play by ear to see which cards to keep. But for sure, I like Akshan, I like Trapper, and I like Yeti Yearling for most of their scenarios. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the games today. I remember, if you like the content, to drop a like below. You can also subscribe to us, it will really help us out a lot. And you can drop a comment if there's any deck or pile that you want us to try out. We've been kind of trying out a lot of the suggestions by some of our viewers on Discord. So, you know, you can either drop a comment here or you can join the Discord to give your suggestion there. You can find the link to the Discord below. You can also find the link to our Twitter below. And you can also catch us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream 3 to 4 times a week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.